welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to my coverage of the 2020 New Japan Cup. I am the natural Chris Black of the Saturday Night Slamcasters podcast and independent pro wrestler since 2002. And I want to thank you for pushing that play button as I discuss some of the best pro wrestling on the planet. Without further ado, let's not waste any time and let's get right to the action. Today we are discussing Night 5 of the New Japan Cup, starting with the second round matches. In match 1, you have Ishimori taking on Kanemaru. And Ishimori has kind of had a storied past with Kanemaru. He has not beaten him in the last 12 encounters. In fact, he is 0-11-1. At the start, Ishimori is coming out during his entrance. Kanemaru jumps him from behind and beats on him a little bit on the outside. Ishimori is just taking a really bad beating, but eventually is able to gain control for a bit before taking a drop kick to the knee by Kanemaru. At that point, Kanemaru just starts to work over his leg. Ishii is taking a hell of a lot of punishment, with Kanemaru doing things like tying his legs in the barricade and kicking it. Ishimori does deliver a flurry of offense until after Kanemaru distracts the ref. He delivered a low blow with his knees up after he gives Ishimori a pop-up. Kanemaru takes a big swig of whiskey to deliver a Satori surprise, but Ishimori is able to stop him, forcing the whiskey down his own throat. Both men attempt to outdo each other, trying to finish this match. There's a lot of back and forth action, reversals, and near falls. Ishimori hits a double knee gutbuster and delivers a bloody cross to pin Kanemaru in 9 minutes and 18 seconds. This is his first victory over Kanemaru. Great match. I'm really digging Ishimori. Like I said, when I first reviewed Night 1, I am really impressed by this guy and want to see him do a lot more in New Japan. In match 2, we have Togi Makabe versus Tomohiro Ishii. Makabe surprisingly is 6-3 against Ishii, with Makabe winning the first of 6 matches between the two. After the bell rings, they immediately try to outmuscle each other, slamming into each other with shoulder tackles. Ishii is taking off his feet first. This is just an example of two strong bulls going head to head. They start to exchange blows, again trying to assert their dominance. Ishii delivers a power slam, taking Makabe off his feet. Man, Ishii's chops look hella devastating. Makabe does gain control by returning the power slam on Ishii. Ishii then seems to be baiting Makabe to hit him harder, giving him open hand slaps to the face after being hit with forearms. Ishii puts Makabe face first into the turnbuckle and starts delivering multiple forearms into the back of the head until the ref decides to pull him off. Ishii has bested him in the last 3 of their singles matches, so he's feeling a little overconfident. Makabe may be fighting from underneath, but he can still hold his own against the powerful Ishii. Makabe has no problem getting into a striking match with Ishii, as both men refuse to be the first to flinch as they brutalize each other. Ishii is pretty agile for a guy with his build, hitting an enziguri before delivering a vertical drop brainbuster to finish Makabe in 13 minutes and 28 seconds. Man, this was a pretty brutal match by these two. Like I said, two strong bulls just trying to outdo each other, with Ishii coming out on top in the end. Alright, next match we have a 6-man tag of Ryusuke Taguchi, Tanahashi, and Kota Ibushi versus Daoki, Zack Sabre Jr., and Taichi. Taichi is slowly becoming one of my all-time favorites. His showmanship, ferocity, and lethal strikes make him a very formidable opponent. This match will probably be more about Tanahashi and Ibushi versus Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi, as this tournament has pretty much focused on their rivalry. Ibushi charges out and rushes Suzuki Gun, focusing mostly on Taichi, but Tanahashi and Taguchi is not far behind. Zack Sabre Jr. and Tanahashi eventually start the match, and Tanahashi is quickly double teamed by Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. I I really don't think Zack Sabre Jr. and Tai Chi are really concerned with winning this match as much as inflicting as much damage as possible to Tanahashi and Ibushi. There is a use of many foreign objects, cables, all that other kind of stuff to kind of keep the faces down. At this point, I'm wondering, where the hell is Taguchi? He just kind of disappeared after the opening fight. Suzuki Gun continues to attack Tanahashi's left knee. Tanahashi is stuck in Suzuki Gun's corner, being slowly dissected by the three. Doki uses a very interesting inverted version of the figure 4, which I might be stealing. Ibushi does eventually get the tag and faces off with Tai Chi, who he will meet in his second round match. Again, these tag matches are always used as a preview of future matches. They try to one-up each other with kicks to the leg, inviting the other to return the kick, trying to see which one is going to flinch first. Ibushi does get the best of this exchange, but Tai Chi was not done yet and puts Ibushi down with a vicious snap side suplex. Taguchi finally tags in, but Tai Chi quickly puts him down, tagging in Dookie. Taguchi actually gets the pin on Dookie. Oh, man, I just want to call this guy Dookie for some reason. Daoki for the win after delivering the Dodon in 13 minutes, 55 seconds. Surprisingly, I thought Taguchi was going to eat the pin during this match, but he actually gets the pin. Suzuki Gun again attacks after the match, once again focusing on the tag team champions of Tanahashi and Ibushi. I'm interested to see whenever they do defend their tag belts against Tai Chi and Zack Sabre Jr. It seems to be inevitable. All right, at this point, I think I mentioned before that New Japan takes a time out during intermission to clean and sanitize the ring as part of their new protocol. My understanding is they may continue to do this as time goes on because, after all, it's a pretty good idea. Why wouldn't you want to sanitize the ring and keep it clean for your performers, providing a safe work environment? Yeah, some other companies could probably benefit from doing the same thing. All right, continuing the action. Match 3, we have Toru Yano versus Hiromu Takahashi. I have to admit, this isn't much of a match in the normal sense. Takahashi comes out wearing a safety helmet, probably trying to protect his hair from it being cut all those years ago when he was still a young lion. Takahashi is absolutely still scared shitless, stumbling down the steps, looking around and over his shoulder, totally paranoid. Takahashi insists that the ref double checks Yano, so the ref goes and he checks Yano, finds nothing. When the ref turns around, Yano pulls out a pair of clippers, and Takahashi does not want any of that and takes off, going under the ring as the ref starts to count. Yano decides to follow him. Takahashi comes out on the other end and grabs the clippers from Yano. Just tries to attack Yano when he rolls in, and he wants to return the favor by cutting Yano's hair, but to his surprise, the clippers don't work, and Yano pulls out a second pair from his tights. The ref finally calls for the bell. The match starts with Takahashi on the offense. He takes the fight to the outside. They begin throwing each other into the barricades, and man, they really launch each other into these barricades. Yano grabs a pair of scissors that he had hidden around the ring and again tries to go after Takahashi's hair. They get back in the ring. Yano does some more of his turnbuckle pad shenanigans with Takahashi trying to utilize his speed against Yano. Back on the outside, Yano grabs tape and he tapes Takahashi to Tsuji, the young lion, and cuts a small piece of his hair. Takahashi fights Yano while still typed to Tsuji and ties Yano up with the tape. They are way on the outside, and as the ref starts to count, Takahashi puts Yano into an elevator and hits the down button as Takahashi and Tsuji limp like the three-legged man race, limp back to the ring to beat the count of 20 to win the match in 9 minutes and 17 seconds. Again, not a conventional match by any means, but still very entertaining. Yano is one of my favorite comedy acts in pro wrestling right now, and I don't know, just the facial expressions of Takahashi. You can tell this guy is just absolutely paranoid, scared that this guy is gonna beat the hell out of him when he did as a young lion. Good match in the end. And the final match of the night, we see Kazuchika Okada versus Yuji Nagata. This is their second singles match against each other ever, their first being in the 2015 G1 Climax. We get to see some good technical wrestling between these two as they try to out-wrestle each other. Nagata is the old veteran. He knows what works, he knows what's effective, and how to use less energy. This match is a bit slower paced. They're still going hold for hold. They eventually go to the outside, and Okada throws Nagata into the barricade several times and gets into the ring to win via countout. When Nagata rolls back into the ring, Okada tries to stick his foot on him for the pin, but of course, red shoes does not count when someone tries to pin with the foot. Okada starts to pummel Nagata, taking him into the corner and working him over. Nagata catches him in the midsection and starts to gain the offensive. We get some good back and forth fighting. It's a very clean match between two competitive wrestlers. Not a lot of cheating going on. They start exchanging blows back and forth, Okada getting the upper hand. Nagata catches Okada on the top rope and delivers a brutal top rope exploder suplex. And Nagata then starts laying in some really stiff kicks to the chest. Okada is able to fight back and nails a tombstone piledriver. He goes to put Nagata into the Cobra Clutch, but is reversed into a Nagata lock. But Okada does get his foot on the rope to break the hold. Okada reverses an attempted exploder and puts on the Cobra Clutch again, but Nagata fights it off and gives him another exploder. Nagata is one tough son of a bitch as he's taking Okada's forearms and asking for more. Okada rolls him into a nice Cobra Clutch. Nagata tries to fight, but to no avail. Okada wins via submission in 20 minutes and 14 seconds. Awesome match. Awesome night. I cannot wait to the conclusion of this tournament. It's been, again, like I've said, the best presentation of professional wrestling in the world right now. New Japan is doing everything right without doing anything wrong. Call me a stan if you want to. But that's it for today, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave so you are notified when new videos are posted. And as always, you can catch me on Facebook and Instagram at The Natural Chris Black and on Twitter at @the_natural_CB. Which, if you would like to know what else is going on in the world of pro wrestling, check out the Saturday Night Slamcasters podcast, where Xavier Mustafa, True Element 78, and myself discuss this business and what's been going on. The Saturday Night Slamcasters podcast is available on damn near all podcasting platforms. Be sure to follow us at Slamcasters on Facebook. You can also check out our YouTube channel at the Saturday Night Slamcasters, where we post reviews of shows such as the Dark Side of the Ring series, the Ruthless Aggression era series. Right now we're in the middle of releasing all our reviews of Dark Side of the Ring Season 2. Currently, the last episode uploaded was the episode 4, The Brawl for All, which is very entertaining episode of Dark Side of the Ring. Not so much the dark side, but kind of some weird things that went on, and the Brawl for All definitely was something weird. So until next time, you can catch me as I post the second half of the round 2 matches. We're getting down to the wire. I cannot wait till we see the finals and who will be facing the champion, Tetsuya Naito, for the double championship, the New Japan Pro Wrestling IWGP World and Intercontinental Championships. See you later, everybody.